Welcome to another exciting episode of ET Studios AI Horizons in association with ETCIO. Now, in our previous episodes, you've seen how we've delved into the use cases of AI across various industries, right from BFSI to water to education to manufacturing to construction. There's no industry we haven't covered yet insofar except for fashion. And to do just that, I have with me today Arpan Biswas, who's the AVP at AJIO. Thank you so much for joining us today, Arpan.
My pleasure.
It's our absolute honor to have you here today. AJIO is known for its innovative approach to digital retail. I would love to know, how are you tapping into AI across the board?
We use AI primarily for two things. One, to create content. We use generative AI. We use multiple tools like Kyber, Runway for videos, and Midjourney for images. That helps us reach the market faster and cheaper, right? A lot is done towards moment marketing these days. So these tools help us create content super fast and also follow the trends and come up with relevant creatives to leverage the trends. The second part would be predictive AI, wherein we take help or leverage the ecosystem of partners which we have. Talking about Meta's Advantage Plus or Google's Performance Max or Snap tools, which helps us predict the behavior of users on the platform and helps us cross-sell and upsell to them.
And when it comes to cross-selling and upselling, right, the product recommendations which are driven by AI, talk to us about it. How are they better than what we've seen earlier?
There are two layers to this. One is the layer of searches and users on our platform, what they're buying, what kind of brand they're buying into, what kind of price point they're buying into, and layering that on top of our partners' data to understand what they're looking for on other platforms, what they're searching on Google for that matter. When we layer this to information, we have a very potent data which helps us reach out to users and help us with cross-selling and upselling. For example, right, someone who has been buying 500 rupees product for the initial phase of his life, that person maybe is searching for products which are slightly higher in terms of price point, or products or brands which he hasn't purchased before. Maybe he is in that life cycle of his life, right, wherein he can afford a product which is slightly more premium. So these data points of our partners help us target that user based his behavior, what he's searching for, what he has probably added to his cart in some other platform, and we can target them the right manner.
And when it comes to information that's given, content-based marketing, how is that evolving?
Content-based marketing is extremely crucial for us because a lot of our we have seen a lot of our users spend extremely high time on a page which you have created or a platform you have created called Trendin. They come there for information on fashion, to know about the latest of trends, to study what's happening across the world, and basis that they'll make their purchase and show the intent of buying those specific products. So as I was talking about Trendin, we have Trendin wherein we talk about the latest trends. We talk about what's happening across the world in fashion, the latest news from Bollywood in fashion for that matter. Basis that, and we also recommend products as per the trends, right? We also have a tool called image search. If you find something which is interesting, any product which you like, you can just search the product on the platform and you will get similar products which you can purchase from.
Okay.
So these are a few of the things we are doing in terms of content. And I mean, we have seen great results when it comes to content, because the average time or engagement on the platform for content is almost 3x higher than rest of the transactional pages, as we call it.
The fashion industry is growing at a very rapid rate now. It's gone from need-based to want-based in our country. Earlier when you had a few pairs of shoes, now people have an entire wardrobe. Talk to us about the sort of trends that you're seeing. AI goes hand in hand with data, and I'm sure, you have so much access to such rich data. What are the sort of patterns you're seeing?
So I think there are In terms of pattern, I have always believed in fashion. There are two kind of folks. One who are coming to buy core, and the second is, by core, I mean needs, and folks who are coming to purchase based on impulse, something which they like, which are more trend-based in nature. So for the first set of folks, I think the trend has been very similar compared to what used to happen earlier. But for the impulsive purchases, we see a jump in impulsive purchase right now based on the trends that are happening across the world, and they also have access to things that's happening in vogue across the world, right? Be it the Met Gala, some trend coming up there, or the NMAC for that matter. So much of trends happening from there as well, or any new Alia cut, as they talk it. So we have seen a huge jump in such trend-based purchases of late. Also for, say, a new pair of shoes, or Air Jordan being launched, you will see it selling off the shelves in record time. So we kind of focus on these trends and try to be as recent as possible with these trends so that we can cater to a certain base of users, and these base of users are willing to spend slightly higher because they're not really looking at discounts, but it's more, I won't say show off, but it's more to feel good about wearing the latest trend and probably have a certain style statement for themselves. So I think we have seen a major rise in those trends.
Now, there are two groups which are always at loggerheads with each other, which is Gen Z and Millennials, right? What are their unique buying patterns?
Interesting question. I think I personally tend to believe that millennials are the ones who have money. Gen Zs are the ones who have interesting taste. But given all the avenues in terms of EMIs and otherwise, I think it's not only about demographics or the income anymore. It's also about the aspirations you want to have. And fashion as a category is extremely aspirational in nature. So we have seen Gen Zs going for that. So there are two groups in Gen Zs. One, guys who want to have a style statement wherein they'll be going for the pinnacle products in each category, maybe a special line by a Nike, a special line by some other brand. On the other side, they are extremely brand conscious when it comes to pinnacle products. On the other side, when they're going for core or they're going for things which they will be wearing every day, they're not that brand conscious. They're more design and label conscious. By design or trend conscious, I mean they'll be going for a specific, say, corp core, right? They'll be very specific to those trends and not really following a brand. And that's why a lot of new age brands have come up from India, be it a Snitch, right? Wherein they're extremely focused. They're extremely focused on new age designs, new age trends, or an Urban Monkey for that matter, right? So wherein they are extremely value conscious as well, great trends at great value. So I think these are the two trends I have seen in Gen Zs of late.
You know, as a marketer, you do so much brainstorming. You try to do so many different varied campaigns, right? Because you always have to deliver something new. But how do you kind of justify so much, innovation when at the end of the day, a market like India is value conscious, I would say price conscious, but more value conscious, right? The price point is the selling factor.
I think that's interesting, and we have to strike a balance between both. On one hand, even someone who wants the best pair of shoes or the best pair of jeans in the world is also looking at a certain value, and I would say that's perennial, and that's something which is hygiene for India, because we all have been brought up in a certain manner, looking at the best value. But on the other hand, as we are more exposed to foreign trends, we have a higher discretionary income these days, and we tend to go out higher compared to our parents. So I think there's a certain need for products which are aspirational. So there's a fine balance between both, and we try to strike that balance by having every quarter a sale campaign, right? Wherein the best of trends, the best of brands are offered at great prices, wherein customers tend to buy those. And customers who are not that, I won't say a very small percentage though, not that value conscious, or maybe looking for a certain product immediately for immediate gratification, right? For them, we have campaigns or strength-focused product launches throughout the year, wherein they can come and purchase those limited products, limited quantities or limited lines at that very point in time, but might not get the best offers. For that, they have to wait for a while.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, also when it comes to targeted campaigns, personalization, sometimes, you get a message that is perfect for you. It's at the right time and it's the exact product you've been thinking of and you've been wanting. But in fact, it's too perfect. And you are a little like almost creeped out by how they've been able to predict what you want, right? So as a marketer, how do you balance the need for data and privacy when also giving rich personalized recommendations?
It's a slight irony if you think of it. A customer wants us to reach out to him with the best of offers for the product he's looking for. On the other side, he's obviously not, and which is obvious, right, not okay with us sharing the data, for which we have a solve. I mean, for anything internal, which primarily, say, our push notifications and emailers and WhatsApp, wherein we don't have to share data with anyone else, we can go at a personalization of 1:1, where we exactly know what the customer is looking for basis previous behavior on the platform. On the other side, when we work with the partners like a platform like Meta or Google and otherwise, we don't do personalization at a 1:1 level. We do personalization cohort level, where we don't have to shell out or send or give data to anyone. It's more about customers who are looking for ethnics, customers who are looking for products, say, about 2,500, or customers who are in the filter, they are searching for discounts above 80%, right? We exactly know what they're looking for. So it's not about personal detail of the customer. It's more about the behavior they showcase on the platform. Accordingly, we target them with the right product, and we have seen good ROAS from that. The second part is we don't give controller access to any one of our data, right? It's all cohort-based data, encrypted in nature. So customers don't have anything to worry about.
And also when it comes to AI being used extensively now, we can't not talk about sentiment analysis. Right? Before AI, there were very few ways to gauge this, but now the sort of insights we're getting are so rich, enabled by AI. So how do you do sentiment analysis and what have you found so far?
We use multiple platforms for sentiment analysis. One, for social media, we work with a partner called Locobuzz, where we exactly know what customers think of us in terms of the neutral, positive, and negative reviews, and not just for us, across other platforms as well. We obviously have an internal tool where we look at the NPS score, how it is growing across, say, returns, across exchanges and otherwise. We also have brand tracker data, wherein we regularly look at what customers think in terms of imagery of the platform. How is the delivery perception improving, or how is the price perception improving? Or at times we focus on certain attributes or RTBs in the campaigns or key visuals of the campaigns we want the customers to register, and we track how those parameters or those metrics are moving across quarters.
And when it comes to returns, you briefly mentioned that, right? Is AI also looking at what I'm returning? Is it judging what I'm returning?
I won't say it's judging per se, but in terms of returns, we are working towards have a predictive understanding of the user basis his behavior on the platform, right? We have certain tools in place wherein we categorize customers into different cohorts basis the kind of returns he has. For example, above a certain percentage returns, we kind of block the user. We have done that primarily because that user is not coming with an intent to purchase, right? And we have seen 80% of those being frauds as well. So that's a tool which we have in place. Otherwise, we also predict basis their behavior, and a lot of data which we have, and we have come with a linear regression to see customers who behave in a certain manner. Maybe they add to cart and they don't accept the product. Even before accepting, they're returning it multiple times. And we also call them before delivering, and they're not taking the calls and all. So for those kind of customers, we try to block them from the platform after a certain point in time, obviously giving a certain benefit of doubt. And this is how we are predicting and using AI to look at customer behavior and improve returns.
Okay, so I don't return, just making it clear. But if you do, I guess these are some things you have to be careful about now. Looking forward, what are the sort of trends that you predict AI is going to impact in the future?
I think one of the trend is obviously going to the market super fast. I mean, there are some examples of the work which we have done in the recent past. Say the journey of fashion from 1900 to 2020, how fashion has evolved. Now, to create a campaign like that externally, like we used to do earlier, it'll cost you a lot of money, and the time is also very high. When you do that similar work on AI through the different products which you use, it's super fast, right? And it's cheaper for sure. So obviously the production houses and the agencies are not really happy about it. I think that's one thing where you can go to the market super fast and you can create content which is original content, which has never been done before. And secondly, I think in conversational commerce, right, chatbots or solving customer complaints 24/7, it will also reduce your dependency on manpower, right? With a certain accuracy. Obviously, we haven't come to a stage where it's 100% accurate. Even normal humans, they are not always accurate. So I think it will solve for that and give customers a much better experience, right, compared to earlier. So I would say these are the two places where I see AI working well in the near future.
All right, so it looks like AI is going to be super fashion forward and also enable a very seamless shopping experience for all of us when it comes online. So I guess we're all looking forward to lighter wallets at the end of the day. Thank you so much for joining us, Arpan. We got some very interesting insights from you. And for more such insightful conversations, remember to stay tuned to ET Studios AI Horizons in association with ETCIO.